Details still pouring in on the success of Operation Sindoor, and here's more proof of that. India actually struck Pakistan 165 kilometers into the country. Pakistan targets were chosen, handpicked by India, and in precision strikes, we hit them all. In all, 22 military terror targets were obliterated in the 3 phases of Operation Sindoor that we saw. Now, details are still coming in on the impact of Operation Sindoor. The latest confirms that one of the locations that we hit was actually 165 kilometers inside Pakistan mainland. In all, based on the details that emerged last evening in the media briefing, our 22 military and terror targets completely obliterated. Let's bring in Shivani Sharma for more details on this. Shivani, at this point, we're still kind of grasping with the impact of Operation Sindoor. Satellite images that are coming in right now show us the impact really on several air bases. And we understand one of the locations that we hit was actually 165 kilometers inside the Pakistan mainland. And it raises so many questions of how we actually pulled that off.
Akshita, initially when these strikes happened right on the Operation Sindoor, the night of 7th May, we saw the initial visuals that were there on the Pakistani media side. Then a day later, we saw more videos and more devastations. Then what we saw was the satellite images, and these satellite images that have now been released by the armed forces themselves, they are showing heavy damages on different air bases, more than 20 different bases, not only the bases but the different installations, including the air radars there, the hangars there, and the air defense systems in Pakistan have been destroyed, damaged. So this is the heavy damage that has been implicated on these particular military bases in Pakistan after it tried to intrude Indian territories as an escalation. So in a very calibrated, measured and a focused response, India knows specifically where it has hit, and all these places were carefully selected, Akshita. India wanted to disarm Pakistan as it was just targeting the innocent civilians out here. So all these air bases, all these military installations that were being used to send those swarm drones to attack our civilians were thwarted, and the impact is so evident, to which Pakistan has been blatantly lying. But these pictures do not lie. We had eyes in the sky while these strikes were happening. And yesterday, the DGMOs of the Army, Navy and the Air Force have clearly given each proof, each verified picture out there, Akshita, showing the kind of damage, the kind of measured targets that were taken by the Indian forces, the ballistic missiles on both the terror outfits as well as the military and the infrastructure and installations inside the Pakistani air bases.
Okay, Shivani, just stay with me. Let's put out the picture that's emerged right now of the military and terror-affiliated sites that India has hit in Operation Sindoor, and some over 165 kilometers inside. Which location is that? We're referring essentially to Bahawalpur. You see the picture on your screens right now. We'll be zooming that in further for you. But these are the locations that we've hit. The ones in red are the terror hubs that we hit in phase 1 of Operation Sindoor. And then you have, in fact, the other locations also that are marked out for you. In yellow are the air bases, the military bases that we've targeted. In all, we can confirm for you that there are about 22 sites that we've hit. And these are over 3 phases of Operation Sindoor. All of these, mind you, were successful strikes. And the one that I'd like to highlight is the one right at the bottom, the lowermost red that we have highlighted for you. That's Bahawalpur, 165 kilometers right inside Pakistan, where we managed to strike. Taking this back across to Shivani for more details. Shivani, in some of these cases, and while there's been no official communication from our forces on that, when that question was asked, they refused to answer on what weapons were used. But it is assumed that in many of these cases, like in Bahawalpur, the BrahMos was used.
Akshita, we've been breaking that story since yesterday, that the ballistic missiles, the long-range high-speed missile weapon systems that were used by India, and BrahMos was one of those missiles that were used during these operations, in the operations of May 7th, the Operation Sindoor, and the operations thereafter too. So these long-range missiles that have been used there, the BrahMos, the booster that was found there at in a border area of Rajasthan, is making it very clear that Indian armed forces used a combination of multiple best assets, the modern assets they possess, the lethal missiles and all the other munitions that were used by Indian side also. So all these precision strike equipment was used in combination of the Army, Navy and the Air Force, all the best assets that they possess. The Sukhois that were carrying the BrahMos, they were used, and other fighter jets, including the Rafale, the other fighter jets too were used. The Poseidon of the Navy was all there all the time, all the surveillance, the naval ships, the warships out there that were in a front line on the in the Arabian Sea on the western border. So all these equipment, all these military assets that were utilized were the best in the world, what best India possesses. The transformation we've been witnessing in past few years, Akshita, about being self-reliant. A number of indigenous weapon systems were also used in this, including the Akash air defense missile system. So BrahMos was one ballistic missile that was used in this operation, not only the Operation Sindoor against the terror outfits, but the operation thereafter when the military targets were hit by India as a mark of retaliation and response when Pakistan tried to hit the civilians in India.
All right.